Well, it does seem that the Atiku team
thank you very much.
the Atiku team is quite unsettled by this meeting of the G5 in London and the prospect of lining up behind an opposition presidential candidate. And you have threatened that they might just be putting paid to their political career. Why?
Anyway, I want to start by saying that there's nothing happening in London that has not happened before. This group of 5 have gone to London more than once. This is not the first time. And I want to say categorically that there's no jittery in the Atiku camp. There's no fear. There's no anxiety. These meetings have been taking place in and outside of this country. I mean, they've gone from London to Spain. And even after all those meetings, we have not derailed in our campaign programs. We have not derailed in our campaign timetable. Everything concerning the Atiku Okowa campaign has been going on well. And even after this London meeting, it will still continue to go well. I do not want to believe that the reason for these governors going to London is to dump their political party. I don't want to believe so. I don't want to think that is so, because Atiku has not offended any of these governors, and none of them have said Atiku is their problem. The bone of contention, according to them, is that Iyorchia Ayu should resign, and Atiku is not the biological father of Iyorchia Ayu. He has no control over the decisions that Iyorchia Ayu will make as an individual. And I want to say that if Atiku is not their problem, then they have no reason whatsoever to say they are not going to support their parties. But I made that statement that if they fail to support the presidential candidate of their party and they themselves are running elections, then they should begin to celebrate their political obituary. Because every part of this country, including their various states, candidates and party faithfuls, even APC members, have decided that they are going to vote the winning team, and that is their Atiku Okowa tickets. And if any of them, I mean, about 3 of them are interested in going to the Senate, and Governor Seyi Makinde wants to return for a second term, all under the umbrella of the PDP. So I do not know what diabolical means they will use in trying to dump the presidential candidate of their party and then advocating for another presidential candidate outside their party. That would be a new trend in politics globally. So my advice is that they don't trend that way, because if they do, I want to say politically, they will be like a dying horse doing the last kick.
You don't sound reconciliatory at all with those words from you. Political obituary, when it was well known when your principal led other 7 governors under the PDP to leave the party. What is so difficult in sacrificing one man for the general interest of the party? 5 governors, 5 states against one man?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to correct you that it's a different scenario. When Atiku and others left the party, they left the party. But these governors are still members of the PDP. They have not left the party, and you want to sabotage the party within the party. These are 2 different scenarios that you should not even compare. And I want to say that reconciliation, we are not writing off reconciliation. Reconciliation is ongoing. Atiku Abubakar is a very matured Nigerian. He's a very tolerant character. He has shown a lot of magnanimity. He has shown a lot of maturity. He's met with the Wike group 5 times in and outside this country, and he's still willing to sit down. He's still willing to sit down and negotiate and talk with the group. I'm just saying that peradventure they decide to take this very, very wrong decision, that the negative concomitant effect will be more on them than on the Atiku Okowa campaign. And I'm saying that there's still very strong room for reconciliation. And I mean, you can never tell. They can have a meeting in London and become born again, and God touch their souls, and they come back and work for their party. And that is what we hope for. But if they fail to do that, they will also have a a bite of the bitter pill.
And I wonder what that bitter pill, will be. The G5 are insisting that in the name of equity, fairness, and justice, what is a lopsided, situation with the leadership of the NWC, of the PDP, it doesn't go down well with them. They're saying, look, if you have A, we should have B. But when, one side of the country is, has all the advantage against the other, it seems to be a case of the morning shows the day for the weaker team. Is it too much for them to ask for fairness?
Excuse. It's just a convenient excuse. Today in this country, President Buhari is from the northern part of the country. The national chairman of APC is from the northern part of the country. Today, the Labour Party have a southerner as a presidential candidate. The director general of the campaign is also a southerner. You understand? The chairman of the party is a southerner. So you can begin to look at it that it is not from that angle at all. And when you look at the construction of the party, the political structure of the party, you will find out that today the national chairman is from the north. Yes, and it's not happening in the PDP for the first time. Obulafo was there as national chairman when Obasanjo was president. Nwodo was there as national chairman from the same southern part of this country when Obasanjo was chairman. So it's not happening for the first time. And it is not true that it's a south-north thing. As I speak to you, the northern part of this country, people are beginning to, people want to use a clock of APC to tell the time of PDP. That is not politically correct, because you cannot use the clock of APC to tell the time of PDP. PDP have our own agenda, we have our own rotation, we have our own power arrangements. To start with, the PDP, the northern part of this country have only governed under the PDP 2 years during the Yaradua time, out of our 23 plus years of democracy. Why the southern part of the country have governed for 14 years, 8 years of Obasanjo and 6 years of Goodluck Jonathan. So of the 16 years of PDP rule or governance in Nigeria, 14 years is from the southern part of the country, only 2 years from the northern part of this country. And even if you look at it holistically as a nation, the North have governed for only 10 years, 8 years by the time Buhari is rounding up, and 2 years of Yaradua, 10 years. And if you look at it the other way, 8 years of Obasanjo and 6 years of Jonathan, the southern part of this country have governed for 14 years. So the argument of it is time of the South or time of in the PDP is absolutely not correct. It is a very myopic, porous, parochial, and intellectually stagnant approach to democracy and governance. But that is not even the issue. The issue is that election held, primary held, under a very transparent atmosphere. Atiku Abubakar emerged as the candidate, and it is only morally right for every one of us is to hear some wiki saying that he did not know that Ayu is from the north.